All right. Happy Tuesday, friends. Thanks for joining us tonight. We are going to be talking about making and using an email list. A lot of people think that email's dead, that people just don't check their email anymore. And while you might have some customers who don't use email, there's still a lot of people who do. And I think there's even a lot of Sensi consultants who do not realize that Sensi, the home office, will send once a month a newsletter to your customers if you're actually enrolling your customers and entering their contact information correctly, which we're going to talk about that later tonight. So question, what would you do if you woke up tomorrow and your Facebook was gone? Would all of your customers be gone? I mean, let's think of this in a business mind. I know everyone's first thing is like, oh my gosh, my pictures. No, like, I'm not talking personal. I'm talking about your business. Do something about those pictures too, though. But what would you do? Like, would your customers be gone to you? Or do you have an email list? Do you ever export your customers' email into Excel? We're going to talk about all these things tonight, but just giving you something to initially think about. And also think about this, while you're listening to these people tonight, sending an email is not hard work, right? It's taking us 5 to maybe 15 minutes if we're putting a lot of thought in it. We're sending it to every customer who's ever purchased from us at once with the click of a button. And so the return on investment is foolproof. So why not send emails to your customers? And the last thing I'm going to say before I turn it over to Lauren is it is 80% easier to keep a customer than it is to find a new customer. So keep those things in mind while you're listening to these people tonight. So Lauren, I will pass it over to you.
Awesome. This is a perfect topic because I know we're all super excited about the holiday collection launch Wednesday at 3 a.m. Maybe we're not excited about the 3 a.m., but I know I'm super excited about the orders that I've received through an email that I sent. So if you haven't sent an email, make sure that you take notes for tonight because this is definitely something that you can work on tonight. You can schedule your email to send. Getting proactive with sending emails is going to help you in your business. And a lot of entrepreneurs call this automating your business. So it's learning to work smarter and not harder. So we do have Sensi who sends an email for us once a month, but we're going to mostly be talking about tonight catering this message to your audience, to your Sensi fans, and making sure that you stay in contact with them. And email is definitely not dead. There's a lot of people who, for me, when text became really hot, I got messages of, oh, I love to get your emails, but I really don't want you texting me. And then when I first started, email was really hot, but then it kind of took a dip and I noticed that my snail mail actually got more attention. So we're always having to adjust, but I'll never give up my email. And I send 1 to 2 emails a month. For me, that frequency has been amazing. But part of running and sustaining a great Sensi business is your contacts. So that doesn't mean the person's first and last name and they live next door to your aunt. That means that you're going to want to get actual contact information for them. That's just a good business practice and it's going to help you with your email. So you'll want to choose your frequency and you're going to want to be consistent with this. Sensi sends out our newsletter the first Wednesday of each month. So if you're going to do once a month, you're probably not going to want to do it around that. You could do it around the LTO. There's so many different opportunities that you can contact your customers, and your email is going to look different than the Sensi one is, and it's going to be more catered and tailored to them. And the return on investment for me doing this for a long time is about 10%. So that's people like actually taking action. So they're responding to my email, or I'll notice when I send it, I get like a couple of PWS orders that day. So that's something to think about. Like Jessica said, super simple. We're going to go over that, but you can export your contacts and you're going to want to make sure as well. I really like third-party email services. So there's madmi, there's MailChimp. I actually started using one called Flowdesk just because I wanted a different look. I've been using madmi for 10 years now. You can use any type of graphic program to make them look super cute, but I love the data. So does anybody here else get excited about data? So when we send text, at least there's not a program that I know about. I don't know, did the person read it? Did they click on anything? Did they open it up 5 times? So if you use a third-party email system, if you take the time to download your contacts and use one of those, and Lisa's gonna go in a little more detail about that. When you send your email, you're going to see how many people opened it. I knew on my last email, 45.4% of my audience opened up their email on mobile. So that's something to think about too. Do I want a super long email? They're scrolling on their phone. So most people are looking at their personal email on mobile. So that's something to think about too. My last open percentage was 17%, which is average. Good is between 20 and 30%, but I know where that's at because these third-party email programs are actually giving me statistics. And it's so cool too because you'll see who clicked on your link. If you put anything about joining, you're going to see who clicked on there, and you're going to see how many times they clicked on there. So maybe you have one of those $59 host exclusive kits and you're like, you know what, today I'm going to send a text to Sally who clicked on my link that I put in about joining Sensi 4 times, and today might be the day that she joins. So there's all sort of data that you can use, which to me is just so valuable and gives you a lot of information on your customers. One thing I've heard is, oh, I don't like it. People unsubscribe. I don't like that my customers don't want to get this. You want people to unsubscribe because by doing that, you are actually getting your core audience who wants to hear from you via email. So I've noticed some of my best customers maybe unsubscribe to my email. They like to hear from me via text. So that's okay. It's getting to know those preferences, and don't be afraid about that. About them unsubscribing. It's okay that they delete. And some other things that we're going to think about today is what is your subject line? Because if you're sending it and then people aren't opening it and hitting delete, that's not getting you anywhere. So you're going to want to keep it short. You're maybe going to want to add an emoji. You're going to want to have a call to action, not use spam words like free. Those things are going to get you red flagged. So just think about your subject. You're going to keep it short, less than 50 characters, and you're going to want to have a call of action of something for them to do. You want to create urgency. It could be like time's running out to order. Just keep all of that in mind when you're creating these emails. But the biggest thing that I can tell you is don't let things that you read stop you from sending the email. Action is always better than non-movement. So this new email service that I use, it's actually pretty cool, the Flowdesk, they give a lot of statistics. So they say like Friday morning is the best time to send an email. And I've read a million other different times because people are in a good mood. A lot get paid on that day. They might be a little click happy, ready to spend. They say Monday is like the worst day to send an email besides the weekends because people are getting into the office. Their boxes are flooded. They maybe spent too much money on the weekend. They're not ready to shop. They're not in a great mood. So think about that. Fridays, and then they said Tuesday and Wednesday afternoons are great. But for instance, tomorrow, if you want to send something about the holiday collection, go ahead and do it. Don't let some of these rules stop you from action. It's just good information to have as you get consistent with communicating with your customers and sending these emails. And you can get some really great results. I can tell you, I do average that 10% or above where I get action, which is why you want to keep building your list. If you have 12 emails, well, that means you're probably going to have one person that does something. So think about growing that list and then how you would like to email. And Lisa's going to go over some more information now about the programs and exporting your contacts and what you can do.
Yes, and to piggyback on the investment, you might say, oh, that person is not like a Marvel person, or that person is definitely not a Jack Skellington. But as I always say, when you send the email to your customer base, what you're saying is, I'm open for business for whatever you need. So they might not want the Marvel, but they might say, oh, shoot, I need that 3-pack. Or I do have a wedding gift coming up, or, oh crap, my holiday warmer broke. I need to replace that. So you were like putting it in their mind. Do you need any Scentsy? You're just using, these holidays, the LTOs, or whatever your email topic is for that particular time, to jog their memory that you are in business and they might need something Scentsy. So don't try to pigeonhole your contacts and who needs what and all that stuff. But I've been with Scentsy for 10 years, and I have always, always, always used email. And I have done this much like Lauren, maybe twice a month, definitely once a month. And I use the workstation to hold all my contacts, and I have from the beginning. So if you haven't been doing that, start doing that, because it's an easy way to hold all of your contact information. Everybody clicks get the newsletter, whether they clicked it or not, because they can always opt out, right? But you have an opportunity to use that as your database, which is super, super easy. And then you can export it to use it however you want. I don't know if you're aware of this, but if you go to your dashboard and then you click on your contacts, you can run your report. And the easiest way to do anything is to click export to Excel. So all of your contacts will export into an Excel spreadsheet. You can sort however you want. I typically sort by email because I have a lot that don't have email. And then I have some that are duplicate emails. So then I can go through and then I save it. I probably save that maybe every 2 months. And then it's a cleaned up report that I can use, whether I'm using my personal email, I can do, which is totally free, or madmi, I'm a huge fan of. And you can import all of your contacts into madmi, and you can title it. So I just did mine that said September contacts 2020. So I know those are my contacts as of 2020. So if I want to send an email through madmi, probably for the next 30 to 40 days, I can just go straight into that contact and go. But that is key. Like, you want to be using that export feature. You can email through the workstation. That's also a free option. But I love madmi. I love using my own email. And I use it for specials. I use it for party invitations. You can send out inventory sales. I've done that when I've said, hey, I'm doing an inventory sale, because that's direct contact with my personal contacts. It's not a public promotion that I'm doing. I use it for my team emails as well. So you can do that also with your team. You can export from your workstation into Excel and manipulate any way you want. But I'm a huge fan of email. I think it's definitely the way to go, and it just touches people super quick. And like I said, it just says, hey, I'm still open for business.
Awesome. Thank you. So Debbie?
So I too am a fan of madmi. Shelly got me hooked on that. Goodness gracious, I have no idea how long ago. What I love to do with these LTOs is add either Google Docs or the Jot form to those. So like, for instance, this past, I don't know, I think it was Friday, I added my Jot form to my madmi. The thing about madmi is there's like a little button that they can just click, and it automatically will take them to my Jot form, and then they can fill out all of the information that they need to, and I can follow up with them. If you don't know about Jot form or Google Docs, look back, Danielle Delp did a training, and there is a video on that, or reach out to your director, superstar director, whomever, and we can help you set that up. But it is a great way to get your pre-orders for launches in. I mean, I love it. I've had a lot of success with it. And just like all the others have said, I always get at least 1 to 2 PWS orders almost immediately from when I send my emails out. So that's really kind of all I have. Everybody else has pretty much hit on the importance of it. Don't be afraid. It doesn't have to be fancy. And you don't even have to include, if you're just using it from your personal email to start with, just start. It doesn't matter how it looks. It doesn't matter that you have all of the bells and whistles on it. It doesn't matter if you can attach your form to it or if you even have a form. As long as you have a piece of paper and a pencil, just get it out to your customers and let them know what's available. If you don't share it, they'll never know. So
that's a good point. And when I started, there was third party, but I just used my regular email and would like blind copy everyone, and it worked. I definitely got more sophisticated, but I mean, you're getting the information out, so just start somewhere. It's like anything in this business. The more you do, the more you learn, and there's different places that you can go with it, but take action and get into a habit of just doing it. Your customers will be happy to hear from you. It's super awesome because it has links in there. So like they're saying, you will always find that even if you're sending for a pre-order, you'll have people shop on your website and they'll pick up 6 or 12 bars, and it's just easy. They don't have to contact you. They just go ahead and do it. So from the 10 to 15 minutes that it took you, you're getting a great return and you're staying in front of people. And I'm noticing too, you might be staying in front of people who are taking breaks from social media or aren't looking at their phone as much in the climate that we're in today. So that's important too, to think about that and who you're reaching out to. I'll even have people send me a text or just reply to the email too with what they would like. So it's all good. You're getting action and you're getting in front of your customers, which is what we all want to do. And
can I just say,
go ahead.
I just want to follow up with that. You know, your customers know you and how you are, and that's why they're your customer. You don't have to be graphic designer 529. They know you for who you are. So don't try and do an email like I do or Shelly does or Lauren does or whoever. Your customers know you. So don't just be you, be transparent, and just take that deep breath and do it. It doesn't have to be.
Speaking on that, when Lauren said about the title, I try to personalize the title so that they know that it's coming from me and it's not a Scentsy thing, or, you know, because, you know, we all do it. We see it, you know, Dick's BOGO and, you know, Wayfair and all this stuff and Amazon. Delete, 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 delete. So I try to make that title a personal thing so they know that this is coming from me.
Great advice. So if you're wondering where to start, just to like recap really quickly, it's to start by entering your customer's contact information and getting them enrolled into the Scentsy home office newsletter that you're already paying for with your $10 PWS subscription. So that's step one. And then I typed them below, but just to mention, in case you're not already using a third-party email service, so you have mentioned tonight madmi. I think someone mentioned MailChimp, and I think MailChimp is free. And then Lauren mentioned Flowdesk. So I'll be like asking you about that later because I don't know about that one. Sounds interesting. And so Debbie mentioned JotForm. So you can go. So listen, I've been doing this for 8 years. I've never used JotForm. And earlier today, the video was posted, 4 days ago that Danelle did for us. I went and watched Danelle's video. I was a little bit lost still. So I went and Googled a little bit to like ask the questions that I had. And I did JotForm today for the very first time. And I also use madmi. And I will tell you, I just did it this afternoon. and I already have 2 orders. I'm so excited. And one of the girls spent $344. She did some Christmas shopping. So having all those things in front of them, I mean, that's never happened. I normally collect my pre-orders through my VIP page. So I know it's learning, but just take one step and enter your customer's contact and get them enrolled into the newsletter. Then take a peek at the price plans, or I, on my team page, will make an email and I will post it on my team page, and my team can then copy that, delete my information, and post it into their Gmail. Like, you can copy another director's email, go to Gmail or Yahoo or whatever you have, paste it into your email, delete their information, because that's why we're sharing it, because we want you guys to be able to use it. So keep that in mind. And then I know we have some people on here really quickly, and then I will open it up. Because we're talking about building an email list, some of you might be saying to me, I already have done all of this. I want to give those people like a step further. And if you go to your website and you scroll all the way to the bottom, I was thinking I was going to be able to share my screen with you, and I can't. So I'm going to try to.
Do you want me to give you the host so you can share?
Okay. That's okay. But if you scroll all the way to the bottom, I should be able just to show you, because it's dark, and it says contact. It says about me and contact. So if you click contact, and so you're using Instagram or Pinterest or even Facebook, and you want to say, like, everybody's on Facebook, right? So say you wanted to go on Facebook and you wanted to say on your garage sale page, I have 10 Scentsy samples, totally in compliance. Who wants one? And you give them this link, fill this out, and I'm going to send you a sample. You just got 10 new people enrolled in your email list. So it doesn't have to just be keeping those current customers. You can use this email list to be grown. You post something on Pinterest. I don't know if you know that, like I'm saying, this is accelerated email list building, but you can go in and put this link to your website, your contacts, and at the bottom it asks, do you want to subscribe to my newsletter? Do you want to buy products, host a party, join my Scentsy team? And then they can give information. So just think, where all can you use this? Instagram, Pinterest, Facebook, giving out free samples. That's advanced, but just wanted to throw that out there. Okay, questions, or somebody else wanted to add?
We do have a question, and it's from Nina. She wants to know, what topics do you put in every email? Do you use join, host? If you're sending something every week, do you do different emails every week? So it's a 2-part question. What are we putting in our subjects, and what are we sending each week?
Okay, Lauren, you were talking about the subject line. Do you want to answer that one?
Yeah, well, I've never sent once a week, so I can say that's not something I've ever done with my business. I don't know that my email customers want to hear from me once a week, but something you can do if you're really looking to grow your business through email is to actually survey them and find out how often they want to be contacted. So the subject, I usually always put a little something about joining in there, but I don't do a whole email about joining, because the majority of my audience just wants to buy Scentsy from me. So I've always had the thing of hook them with the product to get them excited and then get them to join. So I just think, for me, unless it's like an amazing kit deal or something like that, I'm probably not going to do an email based exclusively on joining. So my last one was the Jot form with the holiday collection. And I actually sent it pretty early. I sent it 2 weeks early, and I got 7 pre-orders. And then guess what? I put the deadline of today to complete the Jot form, and I got 2 more orders, and one was $150, and the other one was the warmer of the month. So that's all worked out great. I guess if you wanted to do a campaign every week, you could do something really cool and stylized, like top fragrances for October. You could do something the next week about an LTO. Just we have so much that we're offering right now. I think your emails could be, endless, but I usually go with the subject and hooking them with Scentsy, before maybe just sending one about joining. But I do always mention something about joining or being part of the business, becoming a fragrance specialist, kind of like how keywords in our industry are no longer party. You know, I use like Scent Event, so I use a lot of those things. Would you like to be a brand representative? I've tried that one. Trying to get some of those key phrases that are out there with the young influencers that we have now. So I always mention something about that, but I mean, your email could literally be about one thing, or it can be about like a whole holiday collection launching. So I even think my second email of the month, I'm going to be finishing it and scheduling it tonight, is the reminder to get your holiday orders in by, I'll probably say by like 9 p.m. tomorrow night, because I've had really good luck with it. And then I've had people like text me, oh, I sent you my form, but I want to add 12 bars, and they had their holiday bars. And this is also really good for us too, I feel, this whole launch of it, because we all know it gets to like November and they all want their spruce and their, so anyways, their cranberry, their Christmas cottage. So this is great that we're getting people to think about this early and to do it. So, I mean, the possibilities are endless. I don't know if that helped you out at all, Nina, but I mean, you could literally have an email a week.
So
Well, I think too, Nita, that it depends on what you're targeting. Like I have done the email to say, I'm doing an inventory sale and I have listed what I have. You know, if you're trying to get rid of stuff, that's an email. If you're trying to recruit, that could be part of your email. If you're trying to sell the holiday line, like the Jot form that we've all done, that's an email. So it really, the title and the content really just depends on what you're targeting at that moment.
And I use that new email service. It does have like a totally different look. It's FLO, 2 words, desk. And they had some catchy emails. And for the last one, I mean, it's from Lauren Zimmerman Sensi, but it was just, friend, you're the first to hear about this. So I don't know if that, you want to have something intriguing, not
catchy.
just Sensi holiday collection. So I really put more time into thinking about it. But like we said, if you don't have the time, I've sent the emails that say, pre-order your Scentsy holiday collection. And guess what? I've gotten orders from it. It's just, I'm at a point where I'm wanting to try some new things to see if I can get a little bit more, but don't let what I'm saying like not make you want to do it. So
I have a quick idea for you. So something I've been doing is I like to look at the mail that we're getting from other direct sailors or other companies. And sometimes I think, what's that email about? I'm like, oh, that was a catchy subject. And I'll make a Post-it note like that really caught my eye. So think about the emails that catch your eye or your attention, or how you can play on words to pique the interest for someone to click and open it. And as far as your email, if you did want to do it multiple times a week, I would be strategic around Scentsies. And maybe at the beginning of the month, you are more giving like, here's the product information, or I'm giving you a change your wax tip, or something that you're giving them. And then later in the month, you revisit most of the information, but that's when you ask for that action you want. Finalizing the sale, like Lauren said, her second email is, now I need your order. Like, I told you about these cool warmers, but now it's 9 p.m. tonight. You've got to act, and the urgency in the second follow-up.
I
what
saw
a wonderful call.
Subject today. It was from Origami Owl. It was something like something special just for my boo, you know, and it was BOO, and it had the emoji of some type of Halloween thing. So
emojis catch my eye sometimes.
Yes,
too.
And that was a tip, and I think it's a really good tip because we're living like in an emoji culture now. So probably just a regular subject line is not as intriguing to people, and they're mobile, where we see half are opening it on mobile, so they're on their phones where they expect to see it.
Excellent, you guys. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording. Jess, did you have a wrap up or anything before I stop? Okay.
No, I mean, if you want, I can give you really quickly, just like in 30 seconds, to answer her question. My real life customer emails this month were, I sent on the 29th, which was today, was my holiday jot form. I sent a few days ago on the 26th, offering mystery bags. It was my 8-year Centiversary, so I did $18 and $28 mystery bags. And then I sent on September 13th, and it was collecting the pre-orders for the brick and then the cider mill cleaning bundle. So you can really just do it whenever you want.
Yeah. And don't be so rigid that you have to have a calendar and you're going to do it this time and this time, because sometimes perfection paralyzes me. But if I feel like it today, I'm more apt to like go with it. Or if I get a really good idea, I like to act on it right away. And just getting off this call, write down a couple ideas and commit to yourself to doing one thing tomorrow. If it's email 10 people, you know, or create the email and get it ready to send out so that you can figure this out. Just take that one action. All right.